Hey guys, welcome to day 4. This is our fourth and final day of notes and practice this week. Friday will just be a time for you to catch up or do some supplemental activities. So you're going to set up page 77 and 78. They're both going to look the same. And I already created mine to save a little bit of time. So this is what it looks like. They have their labels at the top. And then you're just going to split it into half vertically and then half horizontally. So you're creating 4 quadrants, okay? So I'm going to start on page 77 and I'm going to just label both sides, each column here. So on the left side, this is going to be our original expression. And then on the right side, we're going to have our equivalent expression. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side on page 78. So, original expression and equivalent expression. Okay, so I'm going to grab a handful of tiles from my bag, just like we did for area, and I'm going to kind of flop them onto my page. And since mine are real tiles, it's a little bit hard to do. Okay, so I'm going to just flop them down. And I'm going to just see how they lay, and then I'm going to recreate a smaller version, okay? So again, for me, I want them all to be green, okay? So I kind of have my idea of how this is going to look, so I'm just going to shift it down so I can draw it, okay? And again, it's going to be kind of small. So I'm going to have my x squared tile there, and I have one down here. These up here. And if you need to pause this because you're like, oh, this is too much, she's going too fast, I can hear certain people in my head. Do that, please. Take care of yourself. You'll notice that I'm not making these perfect. I'm just kind of trying to get an idea of how they are. That way I can sweep them off. Okay. So you have your very rough sketch. So we're going to go back to what we had before. So I'm just going to flip and make sure I'm doing this right. So my red is going to be my x squared, blue is going to be x, and my green is going to be my straight numeral tiles. So I'm just going to go and label all of my tiles real fast. So x squared, x squared. I'm going to have just checking how fast all my x's. What I didn't do very well, and I didn't model this, was leave room for the expression. So I'm going to remember that. Oops, I missed one. I'll remember that for our next one. Okay, and then I'm going to label all my ones. Okay, so now I'm going to create my expression kind of as I see it. So I have 1x squared tile, and I know that I'm going to have pluses between these, so I'm just going to get kind of them all down. Okay, I have 1x there, and I have another x there, and I have an x there, and I have some 1s in there. Oh look, I'm running into my x squared here, and I have x squared, x squared. So if you can, please, oops, just x's. I'm getting all flustered. Okay, and then I have that one more x squared. So I didn't do this very well, and if I could, I would stop and I would redo it, but I'm going to just leave it because it's good to see that even your teachers aren't perfect. So now I know I'm adding all of those, so I'm going to just add those up. And hopefully you guys left room at the bottom and you can have this all nice and neat down there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my originals that I had and I'm going to put them together so they're nice and neat. Okay, all those lovely ones. And there we go. So now I'm going to just kind of do a quick draw showing that I can put all of those together. So I have my x squares together, and I might not be able to fit them all on the same line. So maybe I do. Okay. Oh goodness. Poor son fell down while he was playing outside. I'm sure you can hear him in the background. Life is so hard when you're 1. Okay, so I've combined everything together, and I'm just going to quickly label them just to make sure. So I have my x squared, and I know I have 2x squared, so I can just write 2x squared right there. Then I have my x's here, and I can just go x, 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 and I should have 7 x's, so I'm going to do 7 x's. And then I have my 3 1, so I have 3. So now I'm just going to take all of this because I combined them all together, and I'm going to just write it real neat down here. 2x squared and 7x and 3. Okay, there you go. All right, sorry, that one was super messy. Okay, let's do another one, and I'll try to be neater with it, okay? Okay, if you need to pause and finish up that other one, please do so. All right, I'm going to pause my video for a second, and then I will be right back. We're back. So I tossed out a new arrangement of tiles here that I'm going to just push over to the side and kind of trace onto my page. I'm going to try to leave a little space at the bottom so that I can create my expression. Freddie has a lot to say right now. So let's do this up here. We had one over here. And of course, as I touch it more, it slides, okay? And that's okay. You just want to kind of get an approximate. Okay, so I'm going to just push those up out of the way, and now I'm going to go ahead and label and create down here. So I'm going to do my x squared and just pop that down here. And I'm going to do, oops, my 1 and my 1, and my x, well, I'm right here. There's another x squared. And there's another 1 and 1. And we'll do our last x squared. Oops. And we'll do a 1. And we'll do an x. And a 1. I did so much better with that spacing. Okay. So now I know I'm going to have to add in addition because they were all positive numbers or positive variables. And you guys will talk more about that in middle school. So don't feel like, what? Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. So that is the entire spread out expression. So now let's talk about turning this into an equivalent expression. So I want to take all the things that I have. I'm going to pull my tiles back down and smush them together. So I'm going to pull out all my x squared tiles and put those together. And then I'm going to take all my x tiles, put those together. And then I'm going to take all my 1 tiles and put those together. And you can kind of smush them together however you want to, okay? Okay, so now let's sketch that out over here. So I'm going to draw my 3 x squared tiles together. And depending on how many you have, you might need to make them smaller or larger. Well, smaller. Don't make them too much larger. Okay, and then I have these over here. So I'm just going to make a box. And now my cat is here saying hi too. Okay, so let's label these. So I have x squared, and x squared. And I'm going to count those up. 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 x squared tiles. Okay, I'm going to label my x tiles. and I'm going to count those up. I have 1 tile x, 1 and 2x. So I have 2x tiles. And now I'm going to label all my 1 tiles. And I count those up and I have 6. So there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to just pop those down at the bottom to create my equivalent expression. So, oops, I almost wrote 6 there. I'm going to change that to a 3. I got too excited. Okay, 3x squared. And then we're going to do plus 2x plus 6. So this expression, and sometimes you'll even see this in between, this expression is the same as this expression, okay? All right, I'm going to do one more with you, and then you're going to do one on your own, okay? All right, so I'm going to take my tile pieces, and we'll just kind of pull them over here. All right, throw some up here, what I have in front of me. Okay, so let's lay these out. Flip them over, get these all on here. Okay, so here's my arrangement. I'm going to pull these down, and I'm going to just sketch it out and try to relieve some room at the bottom. So I'll have my x squared tile in the center. I kind of created a like sunshine effect here. Okay, so let's push that off to the side now. And as I'm going, I'm going to do something different. So rather than list all of these out individually, if there are some that are next to each other that are similar, I'm going to kind of combine them together, like especially with our 1 tiles. So let's start with those 1 tiles there. So I'm going to do 1 and 1. And if I put those together, that would be 2. Okay. And then I have that x tile there. And then I have that 1 tile there. And then I have my x squared. Oops, I forgot this x over here. I have x. And then I have another 2 1s. So I'm going to combine those because that's 2. And then I have these 2 x's here that I could combine together and do 2x. Okay. So I'm going to put that addition between all of those. So some of this I was combining as I went, and you will see that. You won't always see it as 1 plus 1 plus x plus 1 plus x squared plus x plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 x plus 1x. Sometimes they'll be kind of combined, and you'll have to take this and combine it down even further. So I'm going to take all of those tiles now and smush them together. So I'm combining all of those like terms. Oops. All right. So I'm just going to sketch that out. So I had 1 x squared tile, and I had 4 x tiles, and I'm going to do this the easy way. And then I had, oops, probably should have done that differently. Okay, so I have x squared, and I just have 1 x squared. And I don't need to put the 1 in front of it. And I had x, 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 so I have 4 x's. And then we have 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1, and that is the same as 5. So now I can create my equivalent expression, which is x squared plus 4x plus 5. All right. So this expression is the same as this expression. They are equivalent. All right, with your last box, you're going to create your own. So you're going to pull out a handful of tiles and do the random original expression, and you can kind of create some that are together, or you can have it all spread out, and then you're going to create the equivalent expression. When you're done, pop over, take the form for this, and we will see you guys tomorrow for some review. All right, happy Thursday.